This video is about my attempt to reproduce the 6 views of Durham Cathedral as presented in an original book by Billings from 1854. I start with describing the book, then look at each drawing to see how the views have changed across 165 years of history. So if we now zoom in, we can see that the book is titled 6 Views of Durham Cathedral after drawings by Robert William Billings, architect, and we can see that it was published in 1854. The book is actually located in the Durham City Palace Green Library Special Collections. It comprises 6 plates dated between 1841 and 1848. The drawings are all by Billings. Provenance on the cover, if we have another look, provenance on the cover states presented by Professor C.E. Whiting, November 1936. The first plate is titled West View, drawn by Billings in 1846. This is a view from across the River Wear, looking towards the west window of the cathedral there. The most obvious thing to see in this drawing is the fact that there is very little vegetation in the foreground, and most of the cathedral is in view. This recent photo which I took here, in the best location I could find to get a similar view of the cathedral, the most obvious thing here is the amount of greenery in the foreground. This obscures the lower half of the cathedral as it was originally drawn. The second plate was drawn by Billings in March 1848. This is a view from the Palace Green on the north side of the cathedral, and there are some buildings around the Palace Green, and this view gives us an excellent viewing of the central tower, the southwest tower, the northwest tower, and also the entrance to the cathedral with a couple of paths leading up to it, a gate and a small wall. If we look at the latest picture which I took very recently, we can now see that there are a number of trees obscuring the main view of the cathedral on the north side. The path has changed a little bit, the gate has gone and the wall's a little bit lower. I do know that the main entrance has been renovated with a whole new glass frontage which will be opening shortly, and also on the 1st of June the viewing platform at the top of the central tower will also be open. Plate 3 is titled Durham from Mount Joy Hill SE, and it was drawn by Billings in 1845. And in the foreground we can see St Oswald's Church, as well as the cathedral in the background and the castle in the distance as well. And there is also a figure in the foreground. This is the most recent picture I've taken, and there are a few observations on here. The first one is the extensive amount of vegetation and trees that have grown over the time. And we can also see the castle, and we can see just the top of St Oswald's Church here, and I notice also that there are a couple of buildings which look very similar to the original there. Plate 4 is titled The Cloisters and South Transept. This was drawn by Billings in 1841. If we look at my latest photograph, we can see that there are some changes to the windows, and also we still have the stone structure in the centre of the garden. This is known as a lavabo, and it's where the monks would do their washing. And also some scenes from Harry Potter were also taken in the cloisters at Durham Cathedral. Plate 5 is titled The Galilee from the Southeast Angle and refers to the Galilee Chapel, located at the west end of the cathedral. It was drawn by Billings in 1844. Why is it called the Galilee Chapel? Galilee chapels or porches are found in many churches and cathedrals. It is the place where church processions traditionally began and ended. Moving through the church space was meant to reenact the key events of Jesus' ministry. His ministry began in Galilee. It is also where Jesus met his disciples after the resurrection. In the foreground is the tomb of the Venerable Bede, also known as Saint Bede. He was born in 672 AD and died in 735 AD. The inscription on the tomb, as shown on the original drawing, translates into English as "Here are in this tomb Bede the Venerable's bones." My recent photo shows little change from the original Billings drawing. The sixth and final plate is titled The Western Towers from the Window of the Monk's Library. This drawing was published by George Andrews and Billings in 1844. The Monk's Library is a part of the cathedral normally closed to the general public. I was fortunate, by asking a friendly verger, to gain access to take my photos through the window. As in all the other drawings, it can be seen that little has changed over time. In summary, my main observation from completing this upload is to show how little has changed in the main structure of Durham Cathedral since Billings completed his drawings in the 1840s. Nature has encroached on some of the awesome views, and this will need to be carefully managed in the future. I would like to give gratitude to the amazing skill and knowledge of all masons in the construction and ongoing renovation of Durham Cathedral. Next, I want to acknowledge the skill shown by Billings in capturing the beauty of this iconic building in his drawings. Finally, it remains for me to say that I hope and pray for the future longevity of Durham Cathedral as it changes to meet the needs of future generations.